everybody, it's Jeremy.
And Jay.
And we just had a very long conversation about crying and healthy crying and all that good stuff. And I think we both just identified that neither of us are healthy criers, but in very different ways.
I will say, like, you were talking about that song Feel from Liza P, right? Like,
Yeah.
I remember putting that on, right? Like, going to, like, the Firelink equivalent, right? And putting it on. And, like, not expecting really anything from it. I'm like, oh, it's just going to be a song from the game, right? And then it started up, and, like, I ended up putting the controller down, like, leaning back, and just, like, sitting there the whole time.
Yeah.
Being like, what the fuck is this?
When you sent it to me, I was expecting, something nice, something pleasant, but I was not expecting that. That is a rarity in video games. Like, I think music with actual lyrics is an extreme rarity in video games comparatively, right? Like, people can be like, what are you talking about, a rarity? There's hundreds of songs with lyrics in it. Sure, but there are hundreds of thousands of OS tracks in OSTs across games, right? Like, the amount of actual songs in video games that have lyrics is exceedingly low. 90% of them are either just okay, or they're fun, or they're bops, or what have you, right? They're whatever, right? So an incredibly, or a small percentage of those are actual emotional, like, tug at your heartstrings, make your chest swell kind of like scenarios. And that was one of them. And I have no context of the game, no understanding of any situations.
There is a little context, but I can't tell you, because if you have any, like, passing interest in maybe playing it,
absolutely,
even the way you get that record,
sure,
I can't really mention.
So that whole thing is just like, that hits so fucking hard, and it's just like, wow. Fucking wow.
The funny thing is, the lyrics aren't even good. Like, the lyrics of the song are like, hardly form
they're mid,
like a real thought. Like, it's like,
I mean,
it's like, close your eyes,
they do what they need to do because of the way they are delivered and the simplicity of them, right? Like, sometimes a really good lyrical song is complex and complicated and interesting and tells a story. Sometimes a really good lyrical song is the same 3 lines repeated over and over and over again, right? But it depends on the context and what else is happening, right? Because
immediately came to mind was Around the World by Daft Punk.
Right? So often in those songs that are more complex and tell a story and the lyrics really shine, often in those songs, the rest of the music is mid, right? Or less than, or something like that. Normally relies on a really good beat or something like that. Or some, some violin in the background, or some particular like gimmick, right? Versus a song like, you said it's called Feel?
It's called Feel. By the way, real quick, guys on YouTube watching this, like, we keep talking about this. If you're curious what we're talking about, it's a song called Feel from Liza P. Just look up Liza P Feel and you'll find it.
Yeah.
But I think we've, like, hyped it up way too much already, so, like, I don't know.
Jay, have they always been there?
I have no idea.
Weren't we just talking about that last time? How, weren't you saying they should have fucking, like, little stars?
I did say that. I said that. I did say, what the fuck? But here's the thing. I made that comment when we had active side quests, and they weren't there.
They weren't. Absolutely. What the fuck?
So am I going crazy?
It might be because we have to do, because Maven was like, hey, go find Iris gems until you found enough and come back to me. Maybe these are the ones we have to find.
Oh, okay. They might be purple side quest icons,
But
they're
these
not
are the
actually like. Maybe it's kind of like a half tutorial. And
is this okay?
Yeah, it's better than this.
Okay. Well, no, I meant like,
Yeah. No.
is it
I have a
okay
story
to say
for
on
you.
stream? Gotcha.
Still at the park.
Yeah.
Sitting like in like a back area at a picnic table with no lights. Like went deep in there because I don't want no one to see me sitting there.
that's
Sure.
A girl in a dress, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
hanging out. This white truck. And
Uh-huh.
it pulled into an area
Uh-huh.
over by this orange Camaro,
He is not happy.
and he kind of like
Poor
circled around it, drives off over to the police station on the side.
Poor
Two
Odie.
officers parked.
Uh-huh.
Gets out and he talks to them, and two officers come over, all lit up, getting these people in this orange Camaro, right?
Uh-huh.
Don't know what happened there with that situation. The officers don't know is that before that white truck went over there to that Camaro and saw them doing whatever they were doing, that white truck drag racing up and down the roads. And that was after I saw the two little redneck boys that were in it climb out of the employees only restricted fence over the top of it.
Oh
I
wow.
was like, what in the hell
I'm gonna tell
was
Wow.
that shit?
They knew
They knew they were
those. Well, they knew those people in the Camaro, and there was beef, is what it was. That
Y'all were just doing something way worse.
they just ratted them out to fuck them over. That wasn't like a good
Wow.
Samaritan type scenario. Well, oh, they're doing something real bad.
I was watching these people climb over this fence.
Yeah.
I heard rattling. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
Shit. Coming over this fence. They got in their truck. They're going back and forth. And at one point, you know, because they saw with you lights at one point, they kind of stopped. Faced it to me, and I'm like, fuck. They kept going. They drag raced. They turned around with some grass and stuff. I saw that car. Whenever I was like, bitchin', bitchin'.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I wish that cop would stop by and been like, hey, what are you doing out here? So I can be like, by the way,
That's
those
funny.
are bitches. That's crazy.
That's fun. Quite fun. Yo,
Trouble.
sell me an
Trouble.
iris. Zod the
Wait,
jeweler.
that easy?
more-
Just you buy it from a dude?
Well, someone is gonna sell it to us, but we have to find him. He
Okay.
made off toward the Western Bolt Gorge.
Snitching,
A
Odie.
jeweler who handles iris gems, huh?
Let's head for Western Bolt Gorge.
Can you imagine someone with like a big ass iris gem and that's inset in a ring, just walking around?
I mean, you know. What's up, bruh? Word on the street is Zod hasn't returned from Western Bolt.
Isn't Zod the main antagonist from Breath of Fire?
Is he? I'll be honest.
Maybe.
Like, legitimately, I've never completed a Breath of Fire game.
Not even 3 or 4?
No. I've told you about 3, right? I've told you about what
Oh
happened
yeah,
about 3.
yeah.
So, I've dipped my toes into, like, 1 and 2. But they're
Yep.
so, like,
They're very, very old. They're
very old and they're
fucking
very
school.
hard. Like, you need to be invested. I could play
Yeah.
them now, and I could do it. But the last time I tried was, like,
10 people have been
you know,
killed
10
already,
years ago.
and they haven't a
So-
single clue.
I actually
Please
still have a
calm
cart
yourselves.
for Breath of
We are
Fire
doing
1.
our best to find the
But
culprits.
3 I played as a
But that
kid,
means nothing.
and I had a
You can't
massive
catch him.
investment in that
There's
game.
a
I
murderer on the
adored
loose.
that game.
Mhm.
But I got to
understand
the
your
part
concern, but
way
please
towards the
believe
end of
us.
the game
I swear
when
on
you
my honor
are
to find the
you're
culprit.
I don't know, sent into like a dream with Ryu
Rumor
or
has
something
it
like
you have
that.
your eyes on
You're
a
basically
different
all in
kind.
darkness.
Isn't that right,
Mhm.
Captain?
And the only way to
Starting to butt
proceed,
into
I think,
politics
is
more,
basically
aren't
by
you?
just sitting there and not
So
doing
that's what this is
anything
about.
for
Of course,
a
political
substantial
power is
amount of
more
time.
important to you than citizens' lives.
But I didn't know that, so
No,
I kept
I
just
would
running
never do such a
around
thing.
in the darkness And I eventually got very pissed off, and I thought my game had glitched. I thought my game was broken, right? And so I just quit. And I was so mad, and I just quit. And I have gone back to play it multiple times over the past, but you know my inconsistency in the past.
Time out. This is before the internet days of like game FAQs, right?
Yes, yeah. This was when I was a kid.
Just to put that out there.
So I didn't have an FAQ or anything like that. Didn't have all the situations. And later on in life, right, I discovered it. I went back and I have played the game again, but I've never stuck it through because in the past, you know, in my middle years, from my like I don't know, 18 to how long have I been streaming? 30 or 4 years?
36 months.
I do apologize, but such is the situation.
Months? That's only 30.
No, it's more than 36. That was 36 since affiliate.
I think it was about 4 years. So about 4 years, right? So from basically 18 to 32, I basically didn't finish games because I would just play them a little while and be like, "Oh, I've enjoyed this." And then
games are for you to enjoy how you wish to enjoy them.
Well, it would not only would I get snatched up and I'd get distracted, but I also spent a large amount of my time playing multiplayer games with my friends. So I'd be like, I would get disconnected. I'd start playing a game and I'd play for like 2 or 3 days, and then I'd play multiplayer games for a week and a half, and then I'd be like,
great.
When I go back to the game, I'd be super disconnected, right? Exactly. So, you know.
I will say, I like this setup now where it's like, where it's like D&D one night, drunk streams on one night, and like retro games on another night, and like the rest is my own, like whatever I want to do. That works out real good for me.
I like that. I like it a lot. It really, streaming and doing this stuff for the last several years, and just this kind of like generalized schedule that I have right now has really made it to where I feel like I enjoy games more. Don't get me wrong. There are portions where it's like, where I'm like,
wait until nightfall.
Something just doesn't feel right.
I don't play multiplayer games as much, for example,
know?
right? Like I don't go and play League all week with my buddies or anything like that. I don't go off on random tangents of other multiplayer games when my friends are doing that, right? So I do lose out on things, but I also get a consistent amount of action with my friends, right? And I get to do a lot more stuff that I actually like want to do consistently without any like, and this is not meant in any negative way, shape, form, or fashion, but I have played multiplayer games in the past with my friends, and I have had a less good time with those games because I'm a bit of a narcissistic asshole, and sometimes when my friends decide to do things in a game, I'm like, that's not what I would fucking do. I don't want to do that, right? And it lessens the overall experience for me.
One day I want to try to talk us back into playing like Terraria, and under the stipulation that I say literally nothing unless directly asked.
I would probably have way more fun. Right. Again though, like me doing what I've done over the last 4 years has really changed how I operate. I've also just grown older, and I've grown more accepting, and I've gotten better in friendships, etc., etc. I'm more capable of handling things now than I used to be. So, like in the past, I would do shit where I would get really upset about things and I'd hold a grudge, and now I'm like, yo, that's just how they're having fun. It's cool. You know?
Yeah,
and it's way easier for me to actually believe that now than it used to be.
That's something I also had to learn.
Oh.
Which, I mean, it's like saying it out loud sounds like no shit, right?
And this is not meant to be ageist in any way, shape, or fashion. When you are younger, you have more chemicals rolling through your fucking body from puberty, from early adult, like young adult ages, right? You have a lot of different scenarios, and you have experienced less things that temper your reactions to things. Lots of things come across as fresh and new. And a lot of times when you have fresh, new interactions with people, those can be misconstrued as attacks or, like things like that. And it's like, that is not the case. So...
This gives me the creeps. It's like something's going to pop out.
Or you can have, when you're younger, sometimes
Did I
it's
scare you?
more likely that you attack people.
No.
Anyways.
I just have a bad feeling.
But I think at some point, like, everybody has to grow out of main character syndrome.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It just takes a while to like.
I get what you're saying, but I'll tell you honestly, I have never grown out of main character syndrome, and I probably never will. I 100% like live in a fantasy
You are the hero
world
of the story.
I am the. Not only do I live in that, I have reinforced that concept because it helps me deal with certain tics or, feelings of inadequacy, mental health things, right? Like, it's one of the things that I have hyped up about myself because it helps me with those types of deficiencies. I get what you're saying, though. I do understand.
Well, I mean, it works differently. Like, for me, like,
different strokes for different folks.
Getting over and understanding that's not the case and that's not true for me is what it has been a benefit for me. Right?
Sure, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
like, I need to, like, well, it's weird because I need to, like, pull myself down to everybody's level, but then I, like, overcompensate, and I'm like...
Yeah, you go too far.
Well, I'm my own worst enemy, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I'm my own worst critic. But... This is that way sometimes.
Swinging this back around, right? Have only dabbled in one or two. Fucking back to Breath of Fire, right? Only dabbled in one or two. Have played 95% of 3 and tripped at the finish line, right? So I do want to go back to that eventually because I do love that game. I have never played 4. Actually, I've never played 4.
I really like 4. I think 4. The 4 was the peak of the franchise.
I've seen it a bunch, and I've always, like, everything that I've seen about it, I've always been like, oh, this looks great. I need to play it.
It looks fantastic, dude.
But it, like, did it come out on PS1 or was it PS2? It came out on the tail end of one,
was the first one on PS2.
Okay, so I don't know what happened because I played 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just missed 4. Right? Because the next one I absolutely played on PS2. I played Dragon Quarter. And I didn't dislike Dragon Quarter. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this without meaning anything especially negative towards any individuals, because again, we just talked about this, right? Like, different strokes, different folks, different people, different times, different periods, you react in different ways. I believe, and I believe this is true about a lot of people with a lot of different experiences, I believe I was poisoned against a lot of different games when I was younger. Because I had many different friends with many different strong opinions about different games. And I still have many different friends with different strong opinions about different
games. That
games.
hasn't changed, my bud.
But what has changed is my impressionability, right? Or how easily I am swayed by other people's opinions rather than trying to develop opinion of my own, right?
And
so
that's good.
In the past, right now, you can heavily criticize a game, and I'll be like, okay, those sound like valid points, but I might still be okay with that.
This is not
right?
death, but salvation, good Seraph.
Have
purified the evil.
This guy's fucked up.
He
Alternatively, in the past, I used to treat my friends' opinions as like, oh, well, that must mean this is really bad. So I had a friend in the past that was incredibly critical of Dragon Quarter. And coming from
me, I was incredibly critical of Dragon Quarter.
And coming from 3 to Dragon Quarter was a drastic shift. in tonality
Such
and in
disgusting
gameplay and everything
vermin.
like that, right? So
What would you call
I
their
was
illness
already
if not
having
malevolence?
difficulty, right, with what I was expecting to happen
serious?
with my expectation
I
not
assure you.
matching reality, right?
This world is so
And then on
hopelessly
top of
smitten
that,
with
having
malevolence.
like the
If I do
devil
not
on my
dispose of
shoulder
the
being
evil
like,
ones,
"Oh, this
there
is a
can
shit
be no
game. Fuck this
future."
game. It's a piece of shit." Right?
It may seem cruel,
Basically
I
made
know,
it to where like
but it
I
must
gave the
be
game
done.
a
That is
passing
my
chance
sworn
and then
duty.
bounced. I think if I played it
Lila,
now, I would
you see-
actually probably enjoy it
No,
a lot
He's
more.
not a Hellion.
Bro,
Not to say
I
that it would be
hated-
great, but I would probably enjoy it a lot more.
I hated Dragon Quarter so much. I hated it.
Father Amathor.
And
You
I don't
are
know,
under
maybe if I
arrest
played it
for
again
mass
today,
murder.
I'd like it better. Maybe.
I bet you would,
Probably.
honestly. I don't think
You
that you would
assume I can
love
be
it, but I
bound
think
with
you
the
would
laws
be
of man?
more
How
accepting of what it's
foolish.
trying to do.
But then
Like
again,
it
who could blame you?
it put itself out there.
I
It
am
has
It did.
too
It
aware
real
like,
fucking did.
brother
fucking
was
Christ did
killed
it
by
put itself
Cardinal
out there.
Thornton in an
It-
attempt to fight her.
They had a formula, and then they took that formula and they
He
looked at it
must
and they
have
were
been
like,
but a weakling
"Nah, fuck this
who could do
shit,"
nothing
and
but blame
fully
his
threw it in the
misfortunes
goddamn
on the
trash
church.
can.
There is
And
no
you,
other
poor soul,
RPG
who's been
like
working so
Dragon.
hard to atone for his
I don't.
sins.
I would also
Your heart
say
is truly worthy
it
of
is
salvation.
rare for a
How dare you.
franchise
Enough,
to
Saray.
change
What he says
so
isn't far from the
drastically
truth.
from one game to
Of
the
course
next.
it
It's not
isn't.
it's not unheard
Please,
of, but it's
confide in
rare
me
for a
what troubles
franchise
you.
to change so drastically from one game to
After
the next.
all, it is my duty to save lost
Also,
lambs
the
like yourself.
Dragon Quarter's composer is the
Saray,
same person that
Seraphon,
did
I beg of you.
Final Fantasy Tactics
Please,
and
don't
Vagrant
abandon
Story.
us,
Like
humans.
it's the same
I-
person.
Another reason, like I have looked things up in the past. I don't remember all of them, but like I have good reason to believe in my head that if I went back and I just played Dragon Quarter with an open, fresh point of view, that I think I might actually enjoy it, because when I go back and look at it, right, like it's got that blocky kind of like almost Tomb Raider-y
I mean,
kind of like
it's-
set of
it's
graphics.
early PS2, right?
But
Like, you
it's
gonna do?
colorful, and it's I love the fun, colorful early PS2 stuff, right? Composer, the music I have gone back to listen to, and it's pretty fucking good.
Some of that shit was straight up like just Final Fantasy Tactics music.
yeah,
like,
absolutely,
straight up.
right? And I think I'm more willing, and not just more willing, but more interested in diverse mechanics now than I was as a kid.
You're not gonna get much more diverse.
As a kid, I wanted my
Dragon
shooters
Quarter.
to be shooters. I wanted my strategies to be strategies. I wanted my RTSs to be RTSs. I wanted my classics to be classics.
JRPGs to be
Like,
JRPGs.
Period. Exactly. Right. And whenever one got a little too wonky, and if it was like
You just crinkle your nose at
Yeah.
it and be like, "Ugh."
it's abrasive, right? Like, doesn't mean it's bad, but it can be abrasive. It can grate on you, right? And then again, right? A lot of my opinions on games when I was younger heavily leaned on the opinions of my friends, right? So there were time periods where there are games now that I'm like, actually, I love this game, but I didn't love it when I was a kid because my friends thought it was shit, so I thought it was shit. Right? And there's games now that I'm like, actually, I don't really like this game, but my friends loved this game, so I loved that game. Right?
No, you've been
Anyways.
breaking yourself of that. Like, I don't think you're
yeah.
that way anymore.
I think I'm significantly better now.
I gotta tell you though, this makes me kind of interested to see you stream like Breath of Fire 4 and then immediately Dragon Quarter
Oh.
just to see like
I don't know about all that. Like, this dude's losing it slowly but surely.
he's not having a good time. Oh, god.
Fuck.
Look, he can cry. That's good. That's healthy.
God damn it, Jay. Oh, fuck.
What just happened?
A
It
dude's
was
not
like
having a good
people in his
time.
family just died.
Oh,
Looks
I'm
like
glad they
it. Pretty much all
actually
of
spelled
them,
it out
one
because
after
I
another.
wasn't really understanding the.
It couldn't have been coincidence. Were they murdered?
No, no, it was just natural causes. Fuck. Sorry.
Well, actually, what I think it was it was a shepherd, right? And probably some of his family were murdered, but probably others were driven to commit suicide
Oh, maybe.
by
Maybe.
the deaths of their other family members, probably, right? You know, that type of scenario.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm over here collecting a pile of labels
Why? Why are you this way?
because my brain's fucked up, Jay. I've got obsessive compulsive triggers, Jay. I don't know why you of all people are asking me this question.
Well, no. Just because you have those doesn't mean I can't ask why. Even if I know the answer, does not mean I can't ask why.
Fine, let me rephrase this. I don't know why you're so incredulous, Jay.
Because it's funny for the video. You gotta like lean into it.
Exactly. It's funny for me to be incredulous back, Jay.
Oh, okay, alright. Sorry. I broke the bit. I'm sorry.
Look, sometimes you gotta break the bit. You just gotta check in, touch base, you know, X card, that type of scenario. Be like, yo, we still on the same page, bro? Oh, okay, we good. Back to the bit.
To his cause.
Back to the bit.
He really believes he's saving the world.
And that's exactly why he had neither built up malevolence nor became a Hellion. That's more disturbing than anything.
Yeah, that's fucked
How
up.
could his
What
sense
was the
of
last
righteousness become
celebrity
so
death
distorted?
that
Didn't
had
he say
any
that
kind
a
of,
seraph
like-
showed him the way in his dreams?
Let's just say minimal
That's
impact to
probably
you.
what caused this.
Something so formless.
Actually,
Something formless. Like an
this
illusion?
isn't gonna sound good because I'm gonna be like, what's his name, right? But you gotta keep in
Well, I
mind,
mean, that's fine.
I'm really bad with names. I'm really bad with names.
That's fine. Whatever. I don't. That doesn't matter.
But I mean,
For him to be
I had a
able to
little
kill
bit of a
without even
hitch
realizing that
with
means
the
He's just like a monster.
Weak ones,
was that
crazy
recent?
ones, strong ones. There's all kinds.
No, it wasn't recent. I lost my life.
Not as bad as names with woods. I am also terrible with names, and that's a problem when I work at a company where like it's really like close knit and everybody like knows everybody else. It sucks. You do that thing where you're like, hey you, how's it going? What's up? Having a good day? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. I didn't lose my mind. So this actor's death actually did hit me a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, cameras died because I opened up a fucking browser and forgot that. Streamlabs, thanks, cool. Most recent celebrity death that actually had a minor impact on me was actually Michael Gambon, who is the guy who played Dumbledore in Harry Potter.
Dumbledore. Gotcha.
Who took over the role after the original Dumbledore died.
Yep.
The reason why it actually hit me, this is gonna be fucking weird, but the reason why it hit me wasn't because necessarily of his death, but it was because his death reminded me of the first Dumbledore's death, and that actually did kind of hit me because at that point in time, I was pretty invested in Harry Potter, right?
Yep.
And I was pretty invested in the series at that point, and that Dumbledore just kind of like clicked in my head as this exact representation of what I thought Dumbledore was, right? And when he died, I was pretty like heartbroken, and so Gambon dying recently, right? So this is maybe a slight at him, not meaning it to be, but it reminded me of the prior death and kind of like refreshed those memories. So,
right,
but
he died like what was it? last week.
Yeah, very
It was
recently.
Yeah.
So I think the last death that actually affected me by the person's death itself, I don't know. It's kind of like I try not to dwell on those types of things. So like, Chester's death kind of like fucked with me a little bit, and then there have been other deaths like David Bowie's death kind of fucked me up a little bit.
David. Yeah.
And then obviously Robin Williams' death kind of fucked me up a little bit. There are a handful of others, and they're almost all for like the same-ish reasons. They are all because either I was very invested in that actor as a child, or
artist.
teenager, or I was very invested in that musician, at some
like
point
Freddie
in my
Mercury.
life.
Like,
Exactly, right?
Like Freddie died, and then like a few years later it was David Bowie. Like,
yeah,
and like Under Pressure was still like it's still such an amazing song, and it featured both of them, and it's just like it's crazy to think that like they're both gone now. Like,
so
yeah. Go ahead.
So I don't know that there's a lot in recent years that have like super hammered me, and I don't know if there's anything like, in the past year. I'm sure there are. Like if I just looked at like the butcher's bill of like who have we lost this year, I'm sure that I would see people. But I honestly try not to. I'm one of those people where it's like, every once in a while I'll be like, what do you mean so and so died? When did that happen? Right?
Oh no.
Because I kinda stay dark on that type of stuff. Normally the only time I am really abreast of those types of situations is when I'm having a Imager binge moment. And I try to avoid having Imager binge moments because Imager binge moments suck up 2.5 days of my fucking life, and I accomplish literally nothing because I have no self-control when it comes to doom scrolling because my brain's fucked.
Doom scrolling is such a fucking thing, my dude. Yeah, I was about to say that the last celebrity death that got me was Betty White.
Sure.
And before that was Grant Imahara.
Yeah, Grant's didn't hit me too hard, but it was a surprising shock where I was like, "Oh, fuck!" Like,
well, I was like one of my favorite shows of all time, like outside of like anime or whatever, like actual TV shows was Mythbusters, right?
Alan Rickman hit me.
Alan Rickman. Oh yeah, Alan too.
Again,
there was a story that fucking gets me, right?
Yeah.
When God, what's his name? The kid that plays Ron.
Yes. Again, very bad with names.
Right. The kid that plays Ron, like he and Alan were like, it was actually on set when they were doing the potions class scene, right? And Ron was like drawing a picture of Alan, right? And it wasn't flattering at all, right? And,
sure.
So Alan like walked over his shoulder while he was like drawing it, and like kind of embarrassed him, made him feel bad or whatever, just by like noticing it. But like he said that he kept that drawing. He had him sign it, and he kept that drawing, and it was one of his favorite possessions ever. Like. Sure. There was an interview where he's like, I still have that drawing to my date, and I love it. and that's just like that was one of those celebrities where it's like, he seems like such a fucking cool ass dude. Like Alan Rickman has been in so many roles, and I don't know. It's just. I mean,
I've always just really enjoyed him as an actor. So again, it's easy to kind of like fall for a person if you enjoy their art, right? Like as I said before, right? That kind of concept.
Ron Weasley.
Rupert Grint. Wait, who's Rupert Grint? Again, I'm terrible with names.
I don't know. That name is unfamiliar to me. Sorry.
I feel like I gotta look that one up.
Rickman.
Because that might be one that hits.
Oh, Rupert. Gotcha. Rupert is Ron. Gotcha.
Okay.
And he is alive.
I was like, shit. Who else did I lose? One of the people that actually kind of like hit me in a weird way, not like floored me or anything like that, but was I don't remember. Again, I'm so fucking bad with names.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, all the Potter kids are like really old now.
Monty from Rooster Teeth. The guy who made
Rooster Teeth.
the guy
Oh
who made
wow, that's a
Ruby,
deep
right?
cut.
Like he actually when he very suddenly, kind of like very unexpectedly died, it kind of fucked me up. But in a weird way. It wasn't like, oh, I love this guy or anything like that. It hit me in like this way of like it struck me with an
Hold
extreme
on.
sense of mortality.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jake just said that Daniel Radcliffe is supposed to be the new Wolverine.
Rumors
in the MCU.
are
Right,
that
right,
Daniel
right.
Radcliffe
I'm like,
is potentially going to be a new MCU
pardon?
Wolverine. And I'm not gonna lie, Jake, I'm also here for it. Like I originally, like when I was a young dumb asshole, much like young dumb assholes are. I characterized Daniel Radcliffe as an individual who's like, oh, he plays Harry Potter. He's never gonna play anything else in his fucking life. That man can fucking act. He plays a shit ton of things. Some of them are really fucking
Bro,
weird, but
Swiss
goddamn, does
Army
he throw
Man?
himself into the shit.
Yes,
I
like Swiss Army Man.
I fully believe that if he was like, I'm gonna be Wolverine, I fully believe that he could be Wolverine. Absolutely.
Bro,
Now, would he
that's
be?
big shoes to fill, though?
Would he be my Wolverine? I don't know, right? Like, would he be the Wolverine that sticks quintessentially in my mind? I don't know. Could he be? I actually kind of like see him as being like this. I could see him as being this interesting amalgamation between like Beast and Wolverine, right? With like Wolverine stylistically and abilities, but more of like Beast like mentality kind of concept, right?
Here's the thing, like Daniel Radcliffe is fit as fuck. That dude is pretty ripped, but he's also very thin. He's lean. He's lean and fit, right?
Doesn't matter. Hollywood, if there's enough money, we can get almost any shaped person to fit almost any shape we want. It's called.
Well, I mean, when you can make Mark Ruffalo turn into the literal Hulk.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like it has come like dietitians and like kinesthesiology or whatever it is.
Point.
Right? Like I'm not talking CG though. I'm talking like just physical fitness. They can make almost any actor whatever shape or size they need to make them. Right? Like fucking what's his face? Goddamn.
You are.
I'm so bad with names.
What is it? All about.
Imagers, Baby Boy, Mummy, The Mummy.
Oh, you mean Brendan Fraser?
Yeah, Brendan. Brendan, not Brendan. Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser. In
Fraser,
The
like
Whale.
laser.
In The Whale. Right?
Oh yeah. Absolutely fucking love that he got the accolades that he did for that.
Sure,
He
but like
fucking deserves it.
Specifically
that man is a
in this
goddamn
topic,
angel.
right? He is now. He's not a super fit man now, right?
Oh,
but like,
he's definitely put on some pounds. It's fine.
But he's not.
I say that as
what. But he's not what they. Yeah, he had to wear massive prosthetics. But that's the point that I'm trying to make. Is if they need you to go, I'm bulky buff boy, they can turn you into that. And if they need to take you in the opposite direction, they've got prosthetics for that, right?
I
like
mean,
they can make
that's
you
exactly
that.
what they did
Either
for Chris
way,
playing Steve Rogers. Like, I mean, they can make it work. Right?
they can make you that one way or another.
Yep. Like I'm just some of those out there. I'm not against the idea of Daniel Radcliffe playing Wolverine instead of Hugh Jackman, but like, bro, that's a bold choice.
I think it's just a scenario of like the The issue is it's almost always that concept of like, what did you first experience, or what did you experience when you were most impressionable? It's like who's your James Bond? Who's your Doctor Who? Right? Like
Pierce
those kind of
Brosnan.
concepts. Exactly.
Pierce Brosnan.
But it's only Pierce Brosnan. It's not because you're like, Pierce Brosnan is the best actor out of all of them, and he's got the best films out of... No, it's because you watched his films at a particular age.
Yep, absolutely.
And that is why he is your Bond.
So, Ray,
That's also
look
why
around you.
he's my Bond. Right? And that's perfectly fine. That makes absolute sense.
Second place is Sean Connery.
For sure, right? But like the scenario there being is I would say, oh god, this is gonna be
dangerous
bad.
encounter. Oh boy.
I would say it's quite likely that Radcliffe will be an amazing fucking Wolverine, but like I said, right? Like, will he be my Wolverine? That's going to be a completely different
No,
scenario.
Hugh
That's going to
Jackman
be
is
that will
absolutely-
be very hard to accomplish because in my brain, because of my formative years, my Wolverine is basically already like created.
Yeah,
you know,
it's cemented in. Like,
exactly.
by the way, I just throw this out there. I still think Hugh Jackman's best role is in Swordfish. Like, I fucking love Swordfish. That was such a good movie.
I'm gonna also say, I love you. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I'm gonna say only because of who you are, and again, when it came out. Because it came out at a time period where you were younger and more impressionable, and what does it reflect? It reflects that the techie guy, the guy who can do all the computer shit, is actually a cool, heroic guy.
Maybe maybe I'm a system administrator now because of Hugh
It's
Jackman's
entirely possible,
role in
yeah.
Swordfish. No, I'm not like commanded to hack into anything while also receiving a BJ, but whatever.
I mean, you know.
Apparently, when you kill 15
We can't hold back.
you're
You're
gonna
gonna
have
win.
a free for all. It's everybody versus Starlight.
I'm sorry. I mean,
Hey,
I need to take this call. No shit, you dumb bitch! Welcome to fucking competitive gaming. If you put a target on your back, don't expect people not to shoot at it.
So good.
Exactly. If you 1v5 a team, do not expect that team not to 5v1 you.
Yeah,
What?
that makes sense. That tracks. That adds up.
Free for all.
Go eat your fucking, what's it called? Fucking like something pie? Humble pie? Go eat your humble pie. Okay, well then get good and put them down, scrub.
Jeremy, I'm gonna be honest, man. Maybe drunk Tales of Zestiria is not a great idea for us.
We've played, it's been nearly 2 hours. We've played approximately
Look,
30 minutes of this game.
I've already finished my
Like,
2 of my 50-50 rum
here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. This is 2.5 beers. I'm not drunk. I'm not even really like buzzed. But
I'm
like,
pretty toasted.
it's so easy. We're in such a mood to just like talk at each other right now.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure if you go through
Alright.
the entire playlist on YouTube of this game, they're like the last 2 videos are like
Just
gonna be
absolutely.
wild.
That is totally
In
awesome.
comparison.
Riding that thing.
Figured you'd say that.
That did it.
Wow, I'm losing a lot of HP quickly. I like using Edna as my armatization because it's like I get to pretend to be Toph.
Let armored hellions attack first, then counter. Resistance fire.
Use your thing. Wait, don't
you want
use your
me to
thing.
use
Don't
my
use your
thing
thing.
on a random encounter?
This is not a random encounter.
Not. I'm drunk. Sorry.
Wait until I. Oh, he's resistant. Never mind. Go. Use it now. Use it now.
1, 2, 3. Here it goes.
Yeah, this
I
is the
might be
quest
drunk,
guy.
but I can
You
still
drunk
pull
ass.
it off. He didn't die.
Yeah, he's resistant.
Focus your attack.
And you're not even close to getting yours.
Oh yeah, no.
I trusted you, Jeremy.
I thought you were gonna do it. He's not resistant to
He's not
Earth. I thought you had
resistant to
it.
Earth.
Hello, little help.
So,
Ta!
did you regret making Serena
Oh.
Shepherd?
Sorry,
So
like
he's
I'm
an admirable
so
shepherd.
fucking gone. I haven't
How
been
could
paying,
I?
paying attention
I had to
literally
turn it
anything.
on.
Held off in Mount Tellus.
Tell us. Shall I read your palms? Oh, you have girl trouble.
So it was that easy to tell, huh?
Boom! Earth and Historia.
Ah!
I like how we got a unique boss encounter, but also got a dangerous encounter by pulling in other random encounters.
Look, sometimes it do be that way. Oh no.
Bebe? Bebe? That's not Bebe.
Oh, it's baby. It's just a.
Oh, throw the.
It's a malevolence
What was that?
infested baby.
Baby.
That can't be real, can it, Lila? How could anything like that happen?
The Earth and Historia record the events of the past.
There's the water,
So-
by the way.
That really
Make
happened?
sure I get my
And
water
it
in.
wasn't just some random
You can- you
tragedy. You couldn't
You're
do
an adult.
something like that without using seraphic arts.
This is in the
You mean a
morning,
Hellion
so
or Seraph
I don't
used an
have
art
any
on
like
humans?
repercussions from
Most likely for revenge.
Pretty
drinking
disturbing
my
art.
half and halves.
No, more like pretty
right.
disturbing art user.
But his family had nothing to do with this.
Maybe the goal was to rob him of his purpose in life. Way more brutal than just walking up and killing him.
But surely no one deserves that kind of treatment, no matter what they've done.
I don't know. There might always be some crime that might fit.
No.
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 Absolutely not.
No. There is never a crime that justifies punishing or hurting others to punish a different person.
Now, my immediate response is to be like, what about in the Bible
Don't care.
when
You-
God killed the firstborns of all the Egyptians?
You cannot give me an example where I will say, yes, that's acceptable or justified to hurt these people in order to punish this person.
Hey,
If you need to punish a person, don't get me wrong. Some people need to be punished. Some people need to be more than punished. Some people need to be more than punished. But it is never the answer of harming others to punish that person. Can that be the worst thing that you do to them? Yeah, absolutely it can be the worst thing that you do to them. And doing that makes you a monster. Right? Like,
yeah.
do not get me wrong. Do not misunderstand what I'm saying. Can I understand why someone would want to hurt others in order to punish a person? For revenge, for vengeance, for like, absolutely. 100% I can understand it. Does it make them a monster? Yes, it does. And they will never be the same if they go down that path. Doesn't mean that they can't be a good person again, right? But they will never be the same person after doing that.
Drunk retro streams was a mistake.
I think it's great. I am
No.
having
Yeah, well,
and-
you think so now?
I am having an awesome time. You don't understand, Jay. Like, no one wants to talk philosophy with me. No one wants to talk philosophy
yes.
with me.
I'm such a philosopher.
Well, here's the thing.
All fucking people, dude.
But you'll ask questions like that, and you'll get me
Yep.
ramped up.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You know who's gonna fuck me up when they die? Adam Savage.
Yeah, I could see that. I
So
could see that.
here's the thing, like I mentioned, right? Like Grant Imahara is rough, but like because I'm a big fan of MythBusters, and here's the thing, right? Adam still is very active on YouTube. He's got a channel called Tested, which I feel like
That caravan
saying that
attacking
alone is
elephant
just like
must
no
be a
shit, right?
hellion.
But like
Most likely.
I wasn't aware. I mean, I knew he was still active, but I didn't know
Right.
what his channel was.
he is very, very active on YouTube, and he's got a YouTube channel called Tested. And he does videos all the time where he's just like in front of the camera talking to you about the things he's making and the things he's doing. And he's just so enthusiastic about what he's doing, and he loves to share in his making process, right? And he's getting up there, right? Like if you just go watch a video of his from now and then like look at a picture of him from season 1 of MythBusters, it's kind of crazy how old he's gotten.
Oasis,
Sure.
the very font of life. Goddess of the barren wastes, succor to the parched.
Surprise poetry reading?
Now, Mickey, my boy. Surely as a water seraph, you understand how precious water is in a place like this.
Well, sure, I guess. But
Go on, Lila. I know you're just aching to plunge that smoldering fire seraph's skin
What's
into the
happening?
cool crystal depths.
I'll pass. Do enjoy your nice clean spring.
Then Edna, come! It is only fitting that a seraph of the earth should join me as together we leap into this blessing from the land.
Oh,
No
he's
wonder you're
just
a wind
He
seraph.
really
Your
went
situational
trailed
awareness
off there at the
glows.
second.
That one stung.
Then wash your tears in this very
that seemed
font of
genuine.
life.
Yes, I think I will.
Poor Zavid. My
But-
goodness.
But yeah, going back to it, like being like 100% real, and I'm sorry, like alcohol and fucking this stream format is not great, but like me and my father never had a good relationship, right? Like it was rocky and formal and like
Sure.
whatever. It was shit, right? But
Sure.
I think over the literal years of both like MythBusters and all the shit he's put up on Tested, like I kind of look towards like Adam as not like a father figure, but as like a male role model. So far as like
Sure. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
right, like the
It's
things
also I would go so far as to say like an informal mentor, because the guy is very like much about education and teaching things and learning things and things like that. So like that's very, it clicks, you know?
yeah. So like
Ah,
this
fuck.
You don't scare me.
yeah. Shit. Is this a thing? Is this like a
Yeah,
miasma
well,
boss?
this is one of the Iris bosses. You're,
Oh,
you're
okay,
fine.
all right,
Yeah,
so
this is
it's
not
not
a miasma boss.
Okay,
But, I mean, you
so
know.
And jeez, it looks so
what is it weak to?
oh,
Nothing.
heavy
Oh,
too.
it's
Dragon
just
and
art.
Beast.
I hate when they say weak to arts. Everything is an art. Everything.
Dragon and Beast.
Dragon and Beast. All right.
Okay.
You'll writhe in agony if you get stomped by it.
Guard decay. Time to
Oh,
get
that
psyched
nearly
up.
killed me. Cool. I'm gonna free run away,
Some speed up in here.
and I'm gonna use my blast gauge to not heal. I am running around with 1 fucking HP. Cool. I love it. Hey, Miglio, you want to hit me with some of that heal?
Some
Thank-
Bull and Lila, you drunk ass!
Oh, right, Lila. This is proof that you've received the maximum blast gauge of 9?
Who the fuck has 9?
What the fuck are you talking about, video game?
Oh no.
Necleo.
Oh, no melon.
Yeah,
Oh,
buddy.
no melon.
Wow, we didn't even get. We took like a tenth of his HP off.
Okay, all right. That is going to be a pretty good place for us to go ahead and end this episode. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time for more Tales of Zestiria? Is that what this is now?
Tales of Dusty Chicken.
All right. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.